Hi, my name is Lena. Welcome to my channel, and it's Sagalong2022, and we are talking about first 22 chapters of Egil's saga. And Egil isn't even born in these 22 chapters. It's a family saga, and I would say that those chapters are about Egil's uncle Thorolf and his friendship with King Harald Fairhair and his falling out with King Harald Fairhair. They say that this saga, Egil's saga, was probably written by Egil's descendant, and I believe them because of the way Thorolf's story is told. Thorolf is everything that a Viking hero should be, and he is honest and innocent, and he is a victim of a slander. Fun fact, he actually inherits his best friend's wealth and his best friend's widow. His best friend actually wants him to marry his widow. Strange, right? It's unbelievable, but everything is legitimate because there is a will. So everything is very much above board and very legitimate. And those small things make me think that the saga was written by a descendant of Egil, and that makes the narrator is kind of unreliable. So in this particular saga, I was interested in the story behind the story, and Thor's story is highly enjoyable. It's very interesting. I liked it very much. But there is another story, a more important story, I think, the story of Harald Fairhair becoming the Soul King of Norway, and the story of Viking world changing because of that. So in the very beginning of these 22 chapters, King Harald becomes the sole king of Norway. Other kings either bend their knee to Harald and become his earls or die in battles. And lots of people flee Norway. They flee to Iceland, to Ireland, to Scotland, to Normandy. So Viking world is changing. It was a common thing, a usual thing for a Viking hero to serve a king. It was a choice. He could choose to go raiding, or he could choose to serve a king for a couple of years to earn some honor, to become famous, to prove his worth, to become wealthy, to get rich gifts from a king, which might become heirlooms. And then this hero would come back home and he would live his life according to this new status he achieved. So it was kind of a common thing. But under King Harald rule, it wasn't exactly a choice. We are told that Thorolf goes to serve King Harald out of his own free will. He wants to go and serve him. Because all these people around King Harald, his warriors, are very worthy warriors. So Thorolf wanted to go, but we also know that his father had to send him, that his father didn't really have a choice. So Thorolf is everything that a Viking hero should be, and because of that he wins King's favor. And he has King Harald's backing in his own affairs, and he is trusted with a very important task. He becomes famous, he becomes incredibly wealthy, he earns lots of honor, and he wants to live accordingly to his new status. He wants to live like a person of high birth and great standing. But like heroes before him, he made some enemies. He could have avoided that, but he made some enemies. And he becomes a victim of repeated slander. And King Harald becomes jealous and angry and suspicious. And as a result of all this, Thorolf is ambushed and killed. And King Harald laments that things has come to it. So that's the story we are told. But the facts are very, very interesting. We have King Harald who wants to stay the sole king of Norway. And we have Thorolf, who is probably as wealthy as the king himself, and who often travels in the company of 120 Viking warriors, so he has means to keep his own small army. And by the way, King Harald travels in the company, usually in the company of 50 Viking warriors. And to top all that, Thorolf actually is friends with the king of Kven people. So Thorolf has a king for a friend and ally. For a moment, put yourself in King Harald's shoes. Right? You are King Harald. What would you do? So I wonder whether Thorolf was really that innocent as we are made to believe. We think, from our background knowledge, we think that if he wanted to kill King Harald and become a king himself, maybe not the sole king of Norway, to become a king himself, he would have concealed his wealth, and he would lay low, and he would conspire against the king, and he would kill him somehow treacherously. But Thorolf was a Viking, and I don't really understand this Viking honor and Viking status thing yet. But I think that in Viking world, to become a king, he needed to live like a king, and he was doing that. And King Harald definitely considered him a serious enough threat to get him killed. So that's a very interesting question, whether Thorolf wanted to become a king himself, whether he was as innocent as we are made to believe. But Viking heroes weren't the only one who lost their freedom under the King Harald's rule. If you remember in Laxdæla saga, a wealthy widow Gudrun, at her first wedding, when her future husband ordered his men to kill a fugitive who was under her protection, Gudrun stood up and ordered her men to stop it. And it seemed for a moment that the wedding was off and that the blood bath would begin. So a wealthy widow, a woman, was powerful enough to defeat her future husband and all his men, and all his friends, and all his friends' men. So she was that powerful, a widow, a woman. And here we have another widow in this saga, Sigrid, who is nothing but a rich prize in King Harald's hands to be given as his favor to a new husband before her old husband's corpse is cold. And it's such a sad story. such different lives, such different fates. I know that a lot depends on the character. Now, Gudrun, she was quite a character, and I know she has lots to answer for, but after Maud the Deep-Minded, she is my favorite Viking lady. And here we have Sigrid, who has no say in whom she marries. I'm not saying that her suitors didn't love her, because she was a striking beauty, and they, funny enough, they were close friends of her husband's, so they knew her. They didn't just knew about her wealth, they knew her. But she has no say in the matter, and it's sad. Um, those 22 chapters, they're actually about 45 pages long. But there is lots and lots and lots to talk about. There is a sea battle, and a bit of pirating, and small family dramas, and a love story that made a Viking to stop raiding, and turned him into a poet and almost got him killed. Sorry, I'm so out of practice, sorry. So there's lots to talk about on these 45 pages of this saga, and I extremely enjoyed it. And next week we will talk about next 22 chapters of the saga, and hopefully Egil will be in those 22 chapters. I wonder what my co-host chose to talk about, and I'm looking forward to watching their videos, and I will leave links to their channels into the info box. Thank you for watching. Goodbye and happy reading.